Good morning. Cup of tea in hand. It's Friday morning. I'm running a couple of minutes late, but that's because I decided last minute I really needed to clean my trimmer. So yes, like you do. But good morning, welcome. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I had to think then. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and it's Friday morning, so here we are to do some crafting. So if you do come on and join us live, do pop up, do say hello, do share these videos out, and do chat to us, because it's lovely to see your comments and conversations coming through. And if you've got any ideas or input, then shout it out, and we'll see what we can do. And as I said a few weeks ago, if there is something particularly that you would like me to do, to see me do, a particular fold, a particular technique, whatever, do message me, do shout, and I will add it in to the itinerary at some point. But I thought we'd start today with news from where we are. We were having a bit of a giggle amongst the family the other evening, because as we were watching the 10 o'clock evening news, it then says, now for the news from where you are. And my son Sam said, so okay then, what is the news from where we are? And I said, well, the exciting thing for me today is our new sofa, our new to us sofa. I can lie out completely on the sofa without my feet touching the other end. So that was news from where we are. But that's as exciting as it gets. But I thought I'd give you some news from where I am. So yeah, good morning. Let's have the news. So first of all, I thought I would talk a little bit about classes and things that are coming up. So not too late to join in with any of these if you fancy it. I have got a Christmas in a Box class with the warm and toasty stamp set that is going to be going out next week. But if you still want to join in, if you want me to get you a stamp set, I can just delay posting it out to you by as long as it takes for the stamp set to arrive, which probably will only be a day or two beyond. So really cute little stamp set. That's going to be a fun class. So with the Christmas in a Box classes, you get 6 different designs. So you will get tutorial sheets with all the tutorials on, plus an introductory video, plus all the cardstock, etc., embellishments, papers you need to create the cards. So really cute. Looking forward to that one. We've got a how-to class coming up, so that's the sort of technique-y class. And this month it's how to get creative with foam adhesive. So we have lots of different foam adhesive. We've got foam adhesive sheets, we've got the dimensionals, we've got the strips. We're going to be having fun with it all, so do come along for that. Currently we have a Lily Pad Stamp Club running that is trimming the town. So the Lily Pad Stamp Club, you either buy the goodies or pay your subscription to come into the stamp club, and you get to access that exclusive Facebook group that has 8 videos, or will by the end of the 4-week period have 8 videos on there, 2 live classes, and other bits and bobs that I see that I add into there, so that by the end of the 4-week period you have loads and loads of inspiration. So you don't just buy the things, you use the things. So that's the Trimming the Town one. Morning Lisa. We've got one coming up. The next one in the Lily Pad Stamp Club series is with the Snowflake Splendor. So if you fancy that, if you've got those goodies, you just want the inspiration, or indeed if you want the goodies, do check those out. We've got a mega Christmas stamper stack coming up. Stamper stacks normally are 6 cards, 2 each of 3 designs, but a mega Christmas stamper stack, we're going to go quick and easy. We're going to have 10 cards, 2 each of 5 designs, and we're going to concentrate on the Tag Buffet stamp set, and you're also going to get some of the tags from the kit. The kit has those arrived yesterday. So, and the other, what have we got? A Curvy Celebrations celebration in a box. We're going to be using the brand new Curvy Celebration things. That's coming at beginning of December. Again, you'll get 6 projects with that one. And we've got a paper pumpkin that you're going to be able to purchase from the 3rd of November, and on the, I'm sure it's the 19th of November, we're going to just have a get together in the evening where you can come along and we can create some of the paper pumpkin projects and look at different things we can do with both the kit and with the stamp set. So that's just a get together one evening. And I'm sure, as I say, it's the 19th of November. So if you're interested in any of those things, head over to my website, which is www.loveaduckie.co.uk. Just had an avalanche, did you hear that? I was just looking for my little laminated thing, but I've obviously buried it somewhere. So yeah, www.loveaduckie, all one word, .co.uk, and you click on events and classes and you'll find all of those listed, and you can book on all of them from there. So it would be lovely to have you join us. So that's classes. I had an order come yesterday, so we're going to play with some of the things, but I thought I'd share with you some of the other things that I got that you will be seeing me play with in days, weeks to come. It's always lovely having an order, isn't it? These are a little pair of embossing folders called the Little Details, and this one has got lots and lots of stitching on. Isn't that pretty? So these are the narrow ones that eventually, hi Em, from you and the little ones. That one's got lots of stitching on. This one has got a really pretty pattern top and bottom. And as I say, these are the narrow embossing folders that will fit into the mini cut and emboss machine when that is launched. So those are really exciting. The other embossing folders I've got the dandelion one. I've had my eye on this for ages and I thought, no, I'm going to get it. So this beautiful big dandelion embossing folder, and the evergreen forest, so with the beautiful trees. It's a job to see that, isn't it? There we are, you can see the patterns in the background there. So I'm sure that they will be featuring. I did a boo-boo, we all do it, put the wrong code in. So I've got my Hippo and Friends dies, haven't yet got my Hippo and Friends stamp set, and put the wrong code in, didn't order it. But the thing that we're going to be playing with today, I'm a bit late to the party on this one, but I have ordered my Stitch triangle dies with the right triangle stamp set. Now I haven't ordered the Christmas one. Whether I will, we'll see. But I have ordered this one. Isn't it? It's just beautiful. So that's your stamp set with all those different triangle images that are perfect for corners. And you've got these little bits in here as well. Really pretty. I'm looking forward to playing with that. But I love stitch shaped dies. These are going to be no exception. I haven't even put them onto a magnetic sheet yet. I thought we'd have a look at them while I did that. I can just find, I'm just going to grab my, this is going to be my big guillotine trimmer for this job, just because we're cutting through a magnetic sheet and probably just needs to be, really don't want to do that on my paper trimmer. So let's just cut this in half. So I'm just going to cut that into quarters like that, and then I've now got full standard magnetic sheets for my mats. So let's have a look at these here triangles. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 little right angle triangles. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little equilateral triangles, and then we have, and I hope you're going to be impressed with this, 1, 2, 3, teeny one, 6 little isosceles triangles. Now I think strictly speaking they are all isosceles triangles because they all have at least 2 sides that are of equal length. But I was very impressed as I was looking at those this morning. I thought, oh, I'm sure that's an isosceles, that triangle there. It is indeed an isosceles triangle. I'm going to pinch over here. I've got a little strip of magnet that I'm just going to, in fact I'm just going to cut it down because I don't think we don't need the whole strip, and that other half a strip might be useful for something else. I'll just cut a strip off of there and we'll add. So we've also got this little set of bunting, those little triangles there. We've got this one that cuts little triangles into your card, and then we have this one that gives you a border of triangles cut into your card. Now that's already got some sticky on there from where the triangles were stuck. If I trim that down, I'll get that on the edge, won't I? There we are. And this piece is a piece that is double-sided, so we can self-adhesive magnetic strip. Stick that down there. Okay, there we have all those beautiful triangles. Aren't they fun? Now I was, as you do, googling on Pinterest, having a wander. There's some fabulous paper quilting designs and all sorts of things that people have made with these. But the other thing, of course, is that we are now into, tomorrow is the last day that you can get your hands on designer series paper at 15% off. So I thought, what better thing to do than to combine beautiful papers that are on sale with fabulous new triangle dies. So I've got here a couple of Christmas papers. I think we might go. So these are the 'Tis the Season. So these are fun 6x6 papers. They've got trees and holly and all sorts of beautiful things on, patterns. And then we've got the Heartwarming Hugs papers. And this is a 12x12 pack. Again, lots of really fun sort of geometric designs, slightly brighter colours. I think we might go with the Heartwarming Hugs. And I think we'll cut ourselves some Christmas trees. Now, obviously, in the autumn winter, in the August to December mini catalogue, you have got a stamp that goes with these triangles to create lots and lots of trees. Let's see if we can find you these things in the catalogue, and then you can have a little look at some of the things that people have done with them, that the designers at Stamping Up, the concept artists, have done with them. So here's the triangles. So the stamp set with the dies, and as you can see, gorgeous scrapbook papers, cards where they've stamped in the corners, used lots of little triangles there, just building them up. Some stamped, some sort of cut out by the look of it, some in sort of like apertures almost. So lots of layering with triangles for that one. And then in the Christmas set, we also had the Triangle set, page 22. And here is the Triangle set that works beautifully with these dies, but you can create lots of fun little Christmas trees and things with them. But I haven't got the Triangle set, but I have got the dies, and I thought we could still create some fun Christmas trees. Let's decide what patterns we're going to have. I think we'll have a big one. We could have a stripy one, couldn't we? I think that would have to be slightly smaller, just because the really good way of using up your scraps of paper. We'll have that one. We'll have a stripy one. And then I think we'll come now I think perhaps we do want that one. Let's have a look. What other pattern shall we go for? That's quite fun. Or we could have dots. I think I quite like the dotty one. So we'll run these through our die cutting machine. And to cut around that a little bit. So we'll have that one. That one. And that one. Those papers to one side for a moment. Bring in now, if you were doing lots and lots, if you were paper quilting or something like that, you would be able to have 2 sheets of paper together and run 2 of these triangles through. I would imagine 2 at a time. We may try that for the next card. I'm just going to lay those on there and run those through my machine. Oh, let me move the wire out the way. Oh, I'm winding the wire around the handle, which is why you're suddenly getting lower and lower. I'm wrenching you down. Let's move that out the way. I don't know, can you see that stitch detail on those? They're lovely, aren't they? Got 3 little triangles. Now obviously these 3 little triangles are also going to want some trunks, preferably of the stitched variety. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reach for another paper pack that is on in the 15% off sale, the In Good Taste, and let's have a look. We've got various ones here that have got the wood grain on. Just seeing if there's any small bits with wood grain on before I cut into a big bit. None that we want, I don't think. I think those are all smaller pieces. Now, do we want to go this colour? Or do we want to go darker? I think I quite like this one that's sort of very barky. As in tree barky rather than dog barky. Pop these little bits back away. I'm just going to trim that piece off of there like that. And I'm going to cut 2 of these little stitched triangles. What I might do is just chop that off there like that, lay that on there, and hopefully run them through together. Our husky doggy friends down the road are, I'm not sure whether they're howling of approval or disapproval. So I'm cutting 2 of these narrow stitched triangles. And they have cut out in one run through. Throwing things all over the floor today. Bring back in our triangles so we don't lose them. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to cut them in half. Just like that. And now, as long as we make sure that the stitching across the bottom and across the top, turn it round so that it's across the bottom, we now have beautifully stitched trees all the way around, and we can, as we're playing with those, decide how long we want those trunks. And I've got a spare trunk there should I want it. Right, now to decide on our card itself. It's a bit like I need some more Mossy Meadow cardstock. I need to put that on my shopping list. And to cut that at 10.5 and 14.9. I think I'm going to get a bit of let's have a bit of Pear Pizzazz. We'll cut that at 10 and 14.4. This is going to be quite a clean and simple type card. I'll have a bit of Whisper White. And a half by 13.9. Our Christmas trees. Now I am wondering if I shouldn't just run that through and get some stitch detail on that as well. I may have to swap. No, I think I can just lay that on there. That's that out. No, it didn't quite. I'm going to run this other piece of cardstock through because otherwise it's going to be annoying. It was a bit tight and it's just literally gone down the edge without really quite cutting it all through. edge piece off. And then let's have that stitched as well. Coming up a bit, and then we'll want a nice Christmas greeting on there. How about a thinking of you? That's okay, Carol. Hope everything is okay. I hope it's good things going on. That's an enormous block for that stamp. Let's have that one. And I could go red, but I think I'm going to go Mossy Meadow. Oh no. Oh, well, I'll message you later, Carol. That's not sounding... There we are. So sending you love and hugs for now, and yeah, we'll talk in a bit. We've got our trees. I think I might perhaps bring in a little bit of red ribbon. I love this. It's really soft. It looks as if it's going to be quite harsh, but it's really, really soft, this red spotty ribbon. So we'll have some of that, and I could do just a little splattery stamp of some sort. I think we'll come in with the Snowflake Wishes. A little snowflakey splattery stamp out of there. And Pear Pizzazz. Don't very often get Pear Pizzazz snowflakes, but on this occasion we will. Just have a few little splatterings of snowflakes. Right, let's start putting our trees together. Let's put the tops on these ink pads so that we don't stick ourselves in them. So I'm going to start by layering up the layers underneath. Obviously we're going to need a card inner in that card. So there is the Pear Pizzazz. Here comes the stitched Whisper White triangle with we've already stamped with that greeting. I'm going to take the biggest tree, well, like gingham on the back. That would be fun, wouldn't it? We'll bring it down just slightly. Let's bring in one of the, would have had textured trunks. Let's bring in one of the trunks, and about there, I think. Come in with our next size triangle, and for that one I'm going to bring in some dimensionals, flying dimensionals. I am actually going to just snip a tiny bit of the edge of here and just make sure that there's a bit quite near the top on that triangle just to support it up there. We'll have that coming so that it sits just underneath the thinking of you at Christmas. And to trim down our trunk a little bit more. In actual fact, I think I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that, even though I'm sticking it underneath. We'll have it raised up. Stitching on the bottom, let's tuck that in, take a little bit more off. Try and line that. There we go, a bit like that. And then we've got our little tree. We'll have that this side. Take our little trunk. This just wants to be quite a short little trunk. And we'll pop that in there. Should tie a little just a little bow. Just sit on there. You could really have fun with these, couldn't you? Get all your Christmas papers out. You could just have Christmas trees galore. Quite fun if you were stamping with children, crafting with children as well. You could just die cut lots of triangles and see what they can come up with. What animals, what shapes, what patterns, what combinations. And I'm just digging through the wondrous box of shinies. Let's have some red rhinestones. Good. And not too complicated, Carol, so if you've got a lot going on, it will just give you a little bit of something to have a play with without having to think too much. So there we go. We've used our Heartwarming Hugs papers. They're beautiful, these papers, and they are one of the ones that are on offer until tomorrow, so 15% off. And we've used some of the In Good Taste papers, also on 15% off. Used a bit of ribbon, a few little snowflakes. Good fun. So that's a Christmassy, having a fun with Christmas trees and your triangles. But we can have fun with non-Christmassy papers. What did I grab in the non-Christmassy variety? I've grabbed my Playing with Patterns. And somewhere grabbed 2 packs of paper, got playing with patterns, and I also grabbed the flowery ones, or did I put them back in a hard moment? No. Bear with me one moment while I just have a rummage. Let's hang my trimmer back up. I've had so many things go crash on the floor, it may be that was one of them. In Good Taste papers, Tis the Season papers, Heartwarming Hugs papers, catalogues, here they are, here they are. So I've grabbed, I've got the Playing with Patterns, and I've also got the flowers. Oh, excellent, Carol, you'll be able to play with that then. Triangle dies and your new cut and emboss. You'll be away. That'll keep you amused. I think we're perhaps going to play with these. These papers got such beautiful, so you've got really bold, bright stripes and flowers, and then these lovely patterns. So I think they would be quite fun for having a play. And again, really good way of using up your scraps. I'm going to, let's have a look. So we've got that one. Let's leave that one to one side. Perhaps I won't use the Christmassy ones. It's a really pretty one. Use a bit of this one. Right, let's have a look, and let's come in. I think for this I'm just going to choose one size triangle. I might go slightly bigger just because otherwise we might be here all day playing, which is not a bad thing. Right, what I'm going to do is to start with, hi Jane, we're playing with triangles. So do come back and watch later. We've done a Christmas tree. So I've only just received, came yesterday, the stitched triangles. So this is my first opportunity to play. So we've done one that's very Christmassy. We're now going to go un-Christmassy. And do really bright flowers and things. Can't get much more un-Christmassy, can we? So that cuts through 2 beautifully. I'm going to do another 2 because then, and obviously if it had been a pattern that was all over and it didn't really matter directional, I could have laid them up against each other, but for now I'm going to go So if I swing these round, I've now got 4 patterned triangles. Let's put that to one side. What else have we got here? Got this one. Will that one fit? Not quite. Oh, we've already got that one. Let's put that to one side. We might need to have 2 shaped triangles. Let's come slightly thinner and use those 2. do sort of catch together when they the stitching sort of catches them together, but that cuts through both layers of that paper really easily. Yep, just the isosceles triangles for the trees, Jane. Excellent, Michelle. That sounds like a plan. I hope that the weather is nice. Let's turn those round. And then what haven't we had? We haven't had these ones, so let's do these ones. Let's go back to that slightly bigger triangle and we'll do these ones. Oh, we need to move that over just slightly, Helen, because that's hanging off the edge. So I do have to warn you, I'm not really quite sure where this is going. What is new, we hear you say. But that's the fun of these, is that you can have a good play. And there's those. And let's bring in our yellow. Let's line that back up-ish. And then we'll cut another pair. So this is an equilateral triangle. So obviously you can have great fun with equilateral triangles. We could sort of form nice banners. Coming along. We could have a banner across a card. We could have a strip going across a card. We can either have them completely touching or that wants another one in each of there, doesn't it, to make that whole almost. Let's do that. Let's cut another pair. Just see what I've got big enough bits of. I'll just cut a random pair and have a play with that. So these don't have to be together. You can have them completely randomly scattered across a card. Have that pink there, and we have that green coming in there. That looks more satisfying, doesn't it? That's sort of giving that quite a nice shape. Let's have a little look at how long that is. That comes in at 7 inches by 4. So we're going to want a 5 by 7 card, I think. So to create a 5 by 7 card, I'd say 5 by 7 because that's one that you can get easily with, that you can quite easily get hold of. Certainly you can here in the UK. 5 by 7 envelopes. So I'm going to cut this 7 inches this way, swing it round, cut it at 10, There is some really, really beautiful, if you go onto Pinterest and put in stitched triangles, Stampin' Up stitched triangles, there is some really beautiful paper quilting that people have done. There's one lady that's got the most beautiful one in a 10-inch box frame. It looks really lovely. I can't sew. Well, it's not that I can't sew. Not really. It's not something that I've done really. So yeah, it's let's lay. I think I might want a Whisper White strip across there. Now we decided that those two triangles together were either in inches, 4 inches, which is around about 10 centimetres. Yeah, so I'm going to cut a piece of Whisper White. That is 10 centimetres, 10.5 centimetres wide, and then I'm obviously going to want it to be the 7 inches long. To sit behind that quilting. Like that. Let's sort of find a centre point. Bring these out. Bring that one down here. And then up here we'll have so where's our other two triangles. To put that one down there, let's have that one in there and that one in there. What are we thinking? So that will be our triangles like that. Let's stick those on, I think. And we want to start with these two at our centre point. So what we could do is measure our centre point so that we know that we're starting in the right place. So we know that that piece of cardstock is 7 inches. So let me just put a little pencil mark top and bottom at 3.5. And we'll start with this one here with his point about there. We'll have this one coming in this way with his point about there. And then this one. And then the this just jade foliagey pattern just there. And we'll come in on the bottom. So obviously again you could do this sort of thing. It's just a nice way actually of using it if you've got lots of little scrap bits. Turn that around that way. We have our little ones here. No, I don't think we'll worry. I was just thinking, do I build those up? But no, I don't think I do. What I might do is take, if I find the stitch nested labels, we have got the die in there, but we could just add some stitching on each end. We'll sort of make it the impression that we've run a line of stitching. You could of course go in with your needle and thread if you so wished and actually use these holes as your guide to run a line of stitching, or you can just get out your sewing machine. I think I'm going to grab my magnetic mat every time I go to put the top on. But, just wiggles. Let's use our magnetic mat to prevent that from happening. And at least line it up and keep it there. And actually also by running that stitching, so we've got our stitching either end now, running that stitch line through there has also settled all of those down nicely, squidged them into place. And I think we could do probably with a nested label on the top with a greeting in. Again, the triangles are not one that's got a greeting in, so we will find let's have this lovely happy birthday from the Here's a card set. I'm going to take a bigger nested label from that strip of Just Jade, smaller nested label from some Whisper White, very much of the bumblebee left. I'm going to grab the Just Jade ink pad. Let's stamp our happy birthday onto our little label. Let's just trim that. About there. This is actually some Stamping Seal Plus. And I'm just going to, so that's resting on the bottom of that triangle that side, and that triangle that side. And then we'll come in with the bumblebee and do the opposite. So bottom of that triangle that side, top of that triangle that side. Let's stick down our quilting. Let's find our dimensionals, and we'll pop some dimensionals on the back of here. 2, 3, 4. That should sit hopefully quite nicely at either side of that ribbon now. Have a tiny bit of bumblebee yellow left. Is it enough? Oh, apologies. I actually think I want that knot to twist the other way a little bit. Do I prefer the glue or the tape? I do a bit of mix and matching shell. So something like that where I'm just, certainly for something like ribbon, where I'm just sort of putting that in place, and I don't want it to move, then the tape is fine. If I'm just doing a quick and easy card, I will probably use the tape, but more often than not I do tend to go for the glue. But I love them all, really. I think they've all got their place. Let's find a few little shinies. Let's just have a few little shiny blingy things. Ooh, that one didn't stay, stuck on my finger. Can't have 4. Need to at least have 5. Right. So, a first little play with my triangle dies, and I've still got look pretty, wouldn't they? You could make them into circles, keep that coming round. You could have like a little patchwork in the middle. Oh, I think you can have great fun with these. So there is our little flowery patchwork with our stitched triangles, and we've put some stitching down either side, and there is our Christmas tree triangles. So we've yet to play with the right angle triangles, but I'm sure that will come in due course. So I hope you've enjoyed that little play. Don't forget to stock up on your paper before tomorrow so that you can get your 15% off, and then once you've got all your lovely paper, you're going to be able to cut triangles galore and do all sorts of quilting. So do enjoy. I will be back on Monday morning playing with something else, and I will see you all then.